FanzStand podcast. So we are going to be discussing some few relevant stories about the world of football. And I'm the regular host, Penty, Dzidzor, and we're going to have a great discussion here. And I have in the studios and here with me, Bills, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Penty. Yeah, this is your name there, actually. it's quite difficult to pronounce, but we manage it. Yeah, my name is Bruce, sports blogger on Facebook. You can look for me, Skate Sports, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all other social media platforms. Yeah.
Okay, so viewers and listeners as well on our various podcast streaming platforms and viewers on YouTube, don't forget to do one thing on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. And as well, when you are listening to us on all the podcast streaming platforms, do well to follow us there and share the podcast for everyone listening across the globe to have a feel of this exciting new football podcast show on the continent of Africa. Yes, it is FanzStand podcast, and I have here with me Bills in the studios. We're going to have a pretty much simple discussion, and it's going to be about the Black Stars of Ghana. And we've had some really, really bad results for some time now. It's not been great. It's not been good. And the Black Stars are in a big mess. As you all know, OTTO is now the new Black Stars head coach, and he has assistants to the likes of
John
Pencil and Fatau Dauda in there, and Lauren, also from Germany. Now, how do you see the appointment of OTTO as a new Black Stars head coach?
His return, I think, will be a very good opportunity for him to, continue what he started in 2022. I think he took us to 2022 World Cup, and we saw the performance over there. The friendly game against Switzerland, we saw how best the players performed over there. So I think the second return, will teach him a very good lesson to, develop his way of doing things. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I think OTTO is a very good manager. As you all know, he did well in his first cameo as the Black Stars head coach. He took the job internally, went to Nigeria and qualified us for the World Cup itself. And that was big feat because at that point in time, Ghana was not a good team. We were not that good. So going to the World Cup itself, it was a big ask for such a young manager like him to be able to do best at the World Cup. Yeah. So I think going to the World Cup itself was a big one for him, and I think he has learned a lot from it, and he's going to bring back a new experience from such a big tournament. So people will criticize him here and there, but we all know it's going to take a very long time for all his ambitions for the Black Stars to come to pass. But the question is, it's been a long time Ghana had probably a win for the last 6 games we've been suffering from the AFCON, and also in our last 2 friendly matches we played with Nigeria and as well as Uganda. We've not been able to get the results that we need. What do you think OTTO has to implement for us to get the results that we need?
I think we don't in Blasters, in these days Blasters, we don't have discipline. There is no discipline in the team. And then in a point of selecting the players, sometimes you see in the name of rebuilding the team, they put in some players that maybe doesn't match with the others on the field. I think communication too is another key point, whereby on the field you need more communication over there to be able to achieve whatever you want over there. But this one, whereby you call this player from this one, you call this one from this one, and they all come together 3 days and they are going to have a match. It's not going to be helping the national team. And then I think this will be a very big challenge for us if we couldn't work on it, and if OTTO couldn't work on all these ones. It's not going to give us a good or better result at the end.
Yeah. So as you were saying, he's talking about the cohesion of the players, how the players will be able to have that chemistry, and it's going to be a very difficult one. If you look at how we have new players coming here and there, there's going to find it very difficult to have that kind of chemistry among themselves. So the rise of Francis Abu coming in and Anna coming in, they don't have that chemistry and cohesion with the other players. So it's going to be very difficult for us to be able to have a very good playing pattern if these players do not have that chemistry to work together, as you are saying that every player is coming from a different background, and so we need to have a core of the players that we know that, oh, this is the kind of players you have. We need to have the core of the team. So as I say, certain players have to be mainstays. No players will be going in and no players will be coming out of the
You
team.
see, a typical example is the the Ghana national under 20 team. We saw what they really done in the 30th African Games in Accra here. You know, they started the training some days ahead of the game, and then all of them they know each other in the game. They call them, I think they call them more than 1 month before the game started. So I think if there should be a game, you know, these players, most of them they are playing in the top European football clubs, and then they don't have much time until maybe they've given them international breaks before maybe they can come back to their various national teams. And these things will not help the Blasters to grow, and the rebuilding will not work.
Okay, me, I think that I beg to differ a little bit because the national team, you not get all the players available always. You get it. So most often injuries may set in, and also we saw it to the likes of Mohamed Kudus, Thomas Partey. Those are key players, in this Blaster setup. So we don't have them available. It also affects the way the coach will like to play his tactics around, and also there some technical issues as well. So I think as time goes on, we will see the key players that this manager would like to use going forward. But I mean, with the national team, there's going to be a whole lot of changes here and there because of injuries. It is a key problem that I think that if we, as a country, we need to look at the next step forward, which is having good backup players. You know that if Thomas Partey is out, you are replacing with a certain Salis Abdul who give us that guarantee going forward, or Laksa Osu, or maybe Francis Abu, whoever comes in to replace that hole should be a very good match for.
I think we should train, the coach should concentrate on Francis Abu. The guy is really good. So when you are able to train this kind of player from this time till the time he reach like where Partey reached in the Blasters and what he's doing in the EPL right now, I think Francis Abu will be a better player like Partey.
It will take time. It will take time for these young players to be there because for me, I think the likes of Fatah Isaaku coming to the team for some time now, we've seen that the development hasn't been there. We all want them to be on the top of their game, but the development hasn't been there. It takes time for them to get to that level that we want them to be. So most often, people advise that we use these young players for the under 23s, the under 17, the under 20, so that they could also experience that kind of tournament and also have a lot of game time. Because when you introduce these players to the Black Stars, for example, it will be very difficult for them to break into the first team. If you have the likes of Thomas Partey and Mohamed Kudus in the team, and they are starters, obviously, you can't bench them. So, and the national team do not have a lot of games to play. The next match for the Black Stars is back in June, where I think they will play Mali.
Yes, we will be playing Mali in the World Cup qualification. So
it's going to be a very difficult one there. So I just think that
I think Mali played Nigeria.
And beat them
2-0, and Nigeria beat Ghana 2-1. So imagine what is going to happen if we couldn't work on our national team properly.
Yeah, we have to work on it, and I think OTTO needs to do a great job. He has a big job at his hand. He has a very big job. So coming to OTTO's big job at his hand, what formation do you think OTTO should utilize? Because everybody's talking about how the Black Stars lack a lot of defensive qualities in there. Our defensive abilities are poor. You make mention of the fact that they are not disciplined enough, and we took 3 yellow cards in 2 matches and just ended friendly. So what are some of the tactics you've watched me and you before the Black Stars at time now? We've watched the likes of Christian implementing certain tactics, playing Anton Semenyo sometimes on the wings, playing Inaki Williams up front. We didn't see a lot of Inaki Williams and Kudus and Partey in this team with the new setup that we have now with OTTO. But going forward, do you think that with all the players back in the team, which players should be the starters and what formation do you think OTTO should go with?
So when we have the likes of Thomas Partey, Kudus, and then maybe Majid Ashimeru back to the team, and then this other guy, the defender, Alexander Jiku, and Daniel Amate. When you have these players back to the team, I think at the back, which is the defense, you use Jiku, Amate, center midfield, center back. And then when you go to the right back, you use Tariq Lamptey or Dennis Odoi over there. And then you come back to the left side, you use Gideon Mensah. Gideon Mensah, you know what he can do over there. You use him over there. When Gideon Mensah is not there, maybe you can use any of
So
the...
that means you are suggesting a 4-back.
Yeah, yes, 4-back.
Okay.
We need a 4 strong back. Because looking at our team, we lack plenty things behind. And then we need only the experienced players to be at the back.
So you want a 4-back?
4-back.
Salisu and Jiku, which is a centre-back pair.
No, I want Jiku and Amate.
Okay, Amate and Jiku, centre-back pair. And you have, who do your post for you?
I'll go with Artistic. Yeah.
Okay,
Artistic. We saw what he did at the World Cup and it was very fantastic.
Yeah. And I don't see any way back for Richard Okori in the team. So I don't see any way back for Richard Okori.
Are you sure?
Honestly, I don't see Richard Okori should be back in this team.
Are you sure?
I don't see any way that he should be back in this team. Richard Okori should be back.
But he did a very great job at the African Cup. They just ended the African Cup of Nations at Cote d'Ivoire. So why don't you want him to back to the team?
See, I don't want to laugh here, but we all know Richard Okori do not deserve a place back in this Black Star team. So going forward, I think
So wait. So do you want to retire Okori?
No, I don't want to retire Okori, but going forward, you have to think about the future.
And these are the things that you Ghanaians have been doing. When you see the players flopping one time, and then when they are not performing very well, you see them telling, "Oh, retire this player, retire this player." Is that
no, I'm not retiring Richard Okori. I'm saying that you see, you have Akologu with David, who is in Bolivia now.
Yeah.
Now he also has to join the team. He hasn't been playing for the Bolivian national team, even though he has been called up and when he hasn't been playing. So people are hoping that he can join the Black Stars in the in subsequent matches that we are going to play. So if we have David back in this team and we have Atizigi, because we're keeping, if there's not a major injury, it's very difficult for us to replay there. So if you want to go with Atizigi, fine, I agree with you. But I'm saying that going forward,
okay,
we don't want to see me, for example. I don't want us to go back to Richard Okori. I want us to move forward, find new talented goalkeepers. We have a lot of them outside this country. I know we have Asari from Protocol in the team now, but I don't think it's up there for the Black Stars now.
So when we train him,
yeah, so gradually we're there. So I want us to develop the sense of getting new goalkeepers rather than going back to the old ones like Richard Okori. So
all right, so you made mention of Akolongo or whatever they call
it.
Actually, me, I don't watch his game. It was just during the international friendly that I saw his name in the call-ups that he also supposed to come before Bolivia also called him. I don't really watch his game.
Yeah, he does really well at his club side, which is in the South American leagues, and he has done really well so far in the Champions League. He has played a lot of games and he has been consistent. That is why Bolivia even called him. If a country like Bolivia would call you, I'm not saying Bolivia is a top country in world football, but the fact that they appreciate your efforts for you to be able to naturalize for them and come and be one part of their goalkeeping department, it shows a good work done. And also, I think that OTTO has monitoring for some time now, and him adding his name to the squad means that he has been able to speak to some few people who believe that if we will give him the opportunity to be the first choice goalkeeper, he'll be back into the Black Stars, or he'll make a way into this Black Stars team. But I mean, honestly, I think our biggest problem has been the goalkeeping and the defensive department of our team. Going forward, I don't see us having a much of a problem because at the AFCON, you made mention of this 4-back that you want us to play, the likes of Tariq Lamptey, Amate, Jiku, and Gideon Mensah.
Yeah.
At the AFCON, you watched. most of our games he played, he scored goals, if I'm not mistaken. But the defensive capabilities of these players have been very poor at far. Look at the game even against Zimbabwe. Look at the time he conceded. You shouldn't have been conceding 2 goals in the split seconds of 5 minutes.
I think that one is like a medicine that we are taking at the latter part of the game.
You see, so we are conceding a lot of goals. Even against Egypt, we could have won that game, if not because of defensive issues that we had at the back, with a little bit of mistake from Osman Bukhari and other players at the back. So I think the biggest problem with this Black Star setup, as you mentioned the defensive five, which is Atizigi, and with the other 4 players there with 2 center backs of Amati and Jiku.
Yeah.
And you are bringing in Tariq Ramte, who I watched few glimpses of him against Nigeria. He did well. He's back now from injury, so I think we can add his quality to this team. He has a lot more going for it as well. And have some youthful exuberance, which I think although he does not have that youthful energy to go on that full length as a full back for us.
Yeah.
So I think your fullback is perfect. But the coach has to work on that collective defensive effort, and that is where I think our problem is. So, what do you think going forward in terms of the midfield? What are the midfield to it?
As for the when we have Penty, but I think we should go with Penty and then Magic Ashino. I mentioned Magic Ashino because in the when playing African Cup of Nations,
Cote d'Ivoire,
the guy was too much. You know, handling the medical because Penty is not there. He did a great job. Somewhere we started with how they deal with it. So I think if we pair these two, Penty and then Magic Ashino, the two of them will make a very good work for us.
yeah.
In the midfield.
Now that is a great one there. I think with Ashimeri and Penty, the problem we have with them is injuries. So if they can stay fit, perfect. I like their suggestion. We have these 2 great midfielders in there, but the problem we have with such players is injuries. And so the consistency with the Blasters haven't been there for both players. And I think that going forward, we just pray that they stay fit and they work on their club fitness as well. They need to play a lot of games for their club side so that we can stay game fit as well for such tournament or going for such games to play. So I think with what you said, if all things being equal and all these players are fit, we'll have Penty and Ashimo. But if those players are not fit, who do you think they should replace them?
That is where we should have the likes of
You just watch only one game of Abu and the way you are trusting him. The way you are trusting
the
him.
guy is very, very, very good. The game he played, you know, you saw when they took him off and then I forget the player that they got him back. The game really changed. There was no accurate passes by I think the whole team just messed up. But even though we have Salis inside the team, I don't trust him.
Yeah, a lot of people have issues with Salis Abdul Samed actually because he has not lived up to the expectations of a lot of Ghanaians playing so well in the French League at Lens. But when it comes to the Blaster, a lot of people have their reservations about Abdul Salis Ahmed. So I think there's a whole lot of issues with the midfield as we speak. But now let's look at that number 10 rule. Some people or others will all argue that Mohamed Kudus is no more than number 10 that we would want in the Black Stars. He hasn't been significantly impactful in that number 10 role for us for a very long time. So some people have proposing that we play Mohamed Kudus on the right wing instead of playing that number 10 role. What do you suggest? Should Mohamed Kudus play on the number 10 role or should we put him on the right wing?
You should just maintain the because in last time currently you don't have somebody that's picking up the ball from you in defense or midfield to the forward, and the person is not active. You don't have him. It's only police that we have over there that can do the running and dribbling and doing most of the dirty work, sending the ball for the striker to come in to get in the opposite.
Yeah, Yeah, obviously, obviously. We are coming to a striking department pretty much soon. But don't forget, this is the FanzStand podcast, and I'm here with Bills, and we are discussing the Blasters and issues surrounding Ghana football as well. So let's continue with the discussion. And I'm going straight to the front line. We've talked about the midfield. You made mention of Ashineri Party and Kudus. But the front three, what do you think should make up that front three?
As for the front, when you have inactive Williams inside, we have Simon. I think these are two strategies that started. But these two strategies can either play the wings or striking top. So you either play one and then bench one. Maybe I think we should play Inaki at the starting point, and then later on bring in as number 9. That is the striking part. By the way, when Kamaldin is in, Kamaldin,
Suleiman.
yeah, Suleiman, give him the left wing, and then you give and it's normal the right way. This to or if Joseph Prince, if he's in the game, he is able to end
A call-up.
the collar, give him that position. But you know, what about Joseph Prince is you saw what happened in 2022 World Cup. People were like, Otto don't want to call the guy. We don't know what is going on there, but this time around.
Yeah, I'm hearing that there's a lot of disciplinary issues with Joseph Pencil with and Otuado, and they have issues. But I think he'll be back into the setup. So, as you said, Joseph Pencil, Kamadi Sulemana, Inaki Williams out front. That's a starting front three for the Blasters. So, let me just give you a recap of what those starting 11 proposed starting 11 for Otuado's new Blasters should be like. He made mention of the fact that he wants Atizigi to be in post. He wants Tariq Lamptey, Jiku and Amate in there at centre backs, and also he has Gideon Mensah at fullback. And in midfield, we have Asimelu and Thomas Partey for Bills. Bills says that these two players are the best midfielders we have as a country, and we should play Thomas Partey and Majid Asimelu in the midfield. And also in that midfield, he wants us to play Kudus Mohammed as the number 10, and we keep Kudus Mohammed and give him that free role to play as the number 10. The front three for him, Joseph Pencil, when he's fit and he's called up in the team, he should be starting for the Black Stars, and Joseph Pencil should start in the right wing. And we'll have Kamadi Sulemana when he's fit and he's back into the team, he should also start on the left wing. Inaki Williams should start up front for the team, and he thinks that Inaki Williams will be the best choice for Otuado if he wants to get enough goals in there, and we should keep Ancha Semenyo on the bench so that Ancha Semenyo will be coming in if needed. But he needs to make the right choices. As a new Blasters head coach, you need to make the right choices because it's a very difficult job now. 10 games just with 1 win, it's a really, really bad result. And it's sad. As a nation, all I can say is that we pray to find the right good couple of players to put Ghana back on the map.
If they give them a chance, give them a very good call because the call out that they receive this international games. The moment I saw the list, it was like, yeah, you go to my place, you think about it outside.